Hello there, welcome back to Crafters TV. My name is Joe Remblance and this is Softer Side of Life. It is going to be an amazing, it's our weekly destination sewing and needlecraft show, which is wonderful. So many of you love all the products that we bring to you, and we have got a little bit of everything on the show for you today. Now, I'm not here alone. I am joined by one of my favourites in the studio. Leanne is here. How are you, Leanne?
I'm very well, thank you, Joe. Glorious to be with you again. I missed you last week on Friday when you were off gallivanting, but I was very much looking forward to today, and I think you're right. I think we've got some truly fabulous stuff. I'm very excited.
It's going to be absolutely wonderful and a really good mix of stuff on the show. And you know what? We've got one of your favourite things on the show. Oh yes, it is already absolutely flying. We have got a fabric mystery bundle for you. Now, you're going to get 6 half meters in here. You can absolutely multi-order on this if you want to as well. It is, well, you're saving more than you're spending with this, which is brilliant. Let me give you a little idea of some of the things that you might be getting. Now, it is a total mixed bag, so it's going to be 6 half meter pieces from across our range of fabrics that we have here at Crafters Companion. Oh no, great start, Joe. Knocking all my displays over. Plot twist is what I will say. All of our fabric that we carry here is absolutely gorgeous. So in this particular mystery bag, I've got that wonderful, beautiful floral here. I've got also this gorgeous sort of background fabric as well. Oh, this one's a Riley Blake one, gorgeous. I've got some really lovely sort of Scandi pattern fabric in this one as well, looking beautiful. Some nice backgrounds as well. So a really lovely variation of fabric in here. Oh, I've also got, let me show you this one because this is gorgeous. Look at this peachy pinky floral number that I've got just there, really, really lovely. And then I've also got another lovely piece of Riley Blake background. Now, it is a mixed bag. It's almost a lucky dip, if you will. You can order more than one. You can multi-order on them. It is very, very busy already. Now, something else that you might like to use alongside these are your So Retro dies that we've got on the show for you. These are fantastic. So you can see you've got this one just here. This is your Bonnie purse that you're looking at just here, and then you've also got your Build a Bloom on there as well. So great for little applique elements that you might want to add to your products. $8.49 or $10.45 if you want to go for those. They are also half price. We are bringing all the great deals for you today. Should we dive in and have a look at some of the other stuff that's coming up a little bit later in the show? Always worth shopping ahead of us as well. Get yourself over to the website and have a look at everything that is on this show. This is your Gemini quilting stencil and machine feet bundle, $38.99 or $47 if you want to go for that. You'll check out the saving there, saving almost £60 and over $70, which is great. Now, something else that is brilliant. This is the Gemini quilting pattern reference guide. Great to use for your quilting pattern guides, but you'll also see as we go through how you can use it for many, many other things. It's a really wonderful ruler. This is the kind of beautiful things that you're going to be able to achieve with that. $23.99 or $27.99 if you want to go for that. Now, if you're wanting to mark out, so there is the details there for the So Retro items that you've got. Loads of you tuning in already. Georgianne on Facebook saying, good morning from Clearwater, Florida. I'm watching the show along with HSN. I am so addicted. You are not alone. I also know that our soft crafting shows, a lot of you maybe are paper crafters that have recently come across the soft craft. If you've got any questions at all, details on the screen there of how you can get social with us. So come find us on Facebook. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, drop your comments on the Crafters TV Facebook live comments. Someone will pick them up from there, and then also over on YouTube, one of our social media superstars will pick them up there as well. Now, we've got a fantastic deal for you on the Builder Buddy die bundle with 27 dies. Let me just show you what you're getting. So in there, you can see you're getting the Builder Buddy body set. Not easy to say, and I'm sure I'll get it wrong as we go through this show more than once. So you're going to get that. That on its own should be $19.99. So for $34.99, an extra $14.99, you're getting all the characters that go with it. So you're going to get the cat, the rabbit, the bear, and you're getting the dog as well. All of those gives you an unbelievable deal. Should be $79.95 in the UK. It's $34.99. $94.95 is what you'd be looking at in the US. It is down to $46, which is fantastic. And the little cutie characters that you're going to make in there are totally adorable. And they're also great for things like, I'll show you here, I've got the characters, which the characters are wonderful. So you see this is Petunia, we've called this little rabbit here. But you can also then think about doing little smaller projects with them. So this is on a key ring. This has been done absolutely brilliantly. But then also at the same time, I've got like a little, I'm guessing, is this a dog bowl mat? Is that what that is? Wonderful. I've never seen one before, but what a wonderful idea. We need more dog bowl mats in our lives. They are so sloppy.
They are sloppy.
Absolutely. You haven't seen me eat, so that's all I'm saying. I need a dog bowl mat as well. I think a few of us could do with one of those. What else we've also got on the show for you? A little bit later, we'll be seeing the Hawaiian applique dies. Now, these are fantastic. Hawaiian applique, of course, a very traditional applique technique that you've got. In here, you've got the pineapple, you've got the tea leaf, you've also got the breadfruit and the hibiscus. Now, they're a really, really great die. You choose which one of those you want. We've given you a great price. You can build your own bundle. Over 2/3 off of there, which is fantastic. You choose. The other great thing about them is as well, because of the way you fold the fabric, they're a really good sized die as is, but they're going to create applique pieces that are 4 times the size of that, which is fantastic. So, right, something else that I want to share with you is the builder block that we've got on the show for you. Now, our builder block system is absolutely incredible. You can do so much with this. And basically, in essence, what it's going to do is that bit in your quilting that you don't enjoy. Let's face it, not many people, especially when it comes to curves, enjoy the cutting out. This means you can utilize your Gemini machine and cut blocks in 6, 8 and 12 inch sizes, and it's going to do loads for you. Full instructions included, video tutorials available for this as well over on our website, and you've got a great saving on it. $69.99 is what it should be today. You're looking at $39.99. You're saving $38 as well in the US, making it $50.99, which is fantastic. June Marsh is saying hi on YouTube, saying I've already bought the embroidery starting kit. Lots of you getting shopped ahead, which is fantastic. If you've got sewy projects, needlecraft projects that you've been making recently, you'd like to share some pictures with us, we absolutely love that as well. You can do that by emailing us studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk, which is fantastic. Anything you want to know about any of the products, anything you want to see or you want to explain, pop us questions as well, and we'll do our best to answer them for you. Right, Leanne, what do you fancy taking us through? There's a lot of stuff that we could have gone to, isn't there, in this show? Lots of things that I know are some of our favourites, but also our customers' favourites.
Absolutely. I think that I was really excited about seeing everything on this show today, Joe, because actually every single thing on this show I actually already own or would buy and use. And I think that's the good thing about it. I think there's some glorious things on here to cover a multitude. Now, we're going to have a look at the wedding ring first, and I'm really excited to be able to take you through and show you this because those of you who might have been following Crafter's Companion for a while will know that I started my patchwork and quilting journey about 4 or 5 years ago now, and I've done a few. I tried to do one of these wedding ring quilts before we actually launched this builder block set myself at home. And let's just say, Joe, it didn't look like a wedding ring.
What did it look like?
A divorce. It didn't work. I really was not skilled enough to be able to get those precise curved cuts to get this kind of amazing result that you can see behind me here of that amazing red. Why do I want to call it a wedding wing instead of a wedding ring?
I bet a wedding wing would be something completely different.
Wedding quilt. Now, what you get in the builder block set is phenomenal because you've got this fantastic storage system where you've got that lovely slidey drawer, and so you keep everything together. This isn't packaging you throw away. This is packaging you keep and you store. When you open up your packaging, what you've got is a really comprehensive instruction book that you can see here. It's got all of the picture guides in, it's got all of your instructions in, and it takes you through step by step exactly what you need to do to put together these wedding ring blocks. Really is absolutely stunning. It's fantastic. So you've got that, and then you've got your guide. And so when you come to do your cutting out, your instructions are in here. Depending on what size of block you want to create, then you've got all of the pieces here for you to be able to do that. And you can see you've got three different sizes of block in here, in fact. And so you would just take your pieces out. But to keep it really easy, there's a moulded storage case for you, so you can do your relocate. We've lost a die. Oh, somebody stole a die. Look at that. There's been a thief in the office. But you've got the places to relocate, and makes it very, very easy because you can see if I want a square to do a large wedding ring block, then this is the square I need to cut out. And I can see I've got the large piece here and the large piece over here. So everything is where it should be. So you locate the dies that you want to cut. So let's just take a couple that have not been stolen. That would be a good plan. Let's go with this one and this one. And then you cut out your fabric according to the quantity that is told to you in your pattern. So for example here, you can see here that the die size small does a 6-inch block, the die size medium does an 8-inch block, and the die size large does a 12-inch block. So you know what you're doing. And then on here, it tells you exactly how many of each to cut out. And you just follow, you need 12 squares, 4 arcs, whatever it is, it'll tell you specifically, and the colours. So follow the guide in there and cut your pieces out. Now I want to show you how easy these dies actually do cut out, Joe, because they are incredibly impressive. What I've got is my Gemini machine here ready, and I've got my clear cutting plate and my metal cutting plate. And then all I do is take my fabric folded and cut out the pieces that I would like to have for my quilt. So I think I'm going to do a flowery arc, and I'm going to do a pink, whatever that bit is. All the bits
so
that come
with this then, Leanne, do you get full instructions included with this? I know there are videos as well, I believe, over on our website. Is that right?
Absolutely. So there are full instructions in the book. So if you're already on your quilting, patchwork and quilting journey, and you don't feel you need to watch a video, you feel you'll be okay just following the written instructions, then they're all in that booklet that I've just shown you, full colour printed. If you're somebody who is brand new on their journey in patchwork and quilting, and you don't feel confident with just following the instructions in a book, then all of those instructions are video tutorials for you online as well, which really makes it easy, because that means you can literally have your machine, have your dies, follow through, pause when you've got to that bit, restart again, and just follow through, and your hand will be held all of the way. And actually this is one of the most complex quilted designs, and it makes it accessible to novices and beginners. You don't have to be intermediate or advanced quilt patchworker any longer, because all of the difficult cutting is done for you. And to make these blocks and have them look really impressive and join, as you can see it is there, it's the cutting that needs to be precise as well as your sewing. But if you don't get those perfect arcs and curves cut in the exact right place, it's not going to go together, which is the problem I had when I tried to do it myself using a template and a ruler. I mean, it just wouldn't go together.
If you wanted to, I know for some people maybe they find the idea of a whole quilt a bit underwhelming. Is there anything else you could start with? Something like a cushion or a runner maybe?
Absolutely you could. And actually when I've put these pieces together that I've got prepared for you today, it could just be a cushion front. Or you could just put 3 of them in a long strip and have a centre table runner if that's what you want to do. It could be a placemat for a picnic table or for your dining room table at home. It could be the front of a tote bag just for a circle design if that's what you want to do. And you can put it together in different configurations where it doesn't just have to be the wedding ring design. So you see how easy and quick it is to cut all of these extremely precise curved pieces that you need to cut out, and each one has to be exactly the same for it to go together very well, Joe. So the dies will do that for you. Now fast forward, and we're going to start stitching it together. Sneaky peek, Hawaiian
oh, love that
on my sewing machine cover. How gorgeous is that? So that's a sneaky peek of what's coming up. We'll have a look at that again in a second. And we're going to, oh, what's happened here? It's got a funny little warning on my sewing machine. Let's switch it off and on again. It always works, doesn't it? Oh, that's interesting. Right, well, we might need to get another machine.
Whilst you sort that out, can I just recap the fabric bundle for you, because it is super busy. The fabric bundle is flying out. I hope we've got enough to last for the entirety of the show. You guys are absolutely loving it. A lot of you as well multi-ordering. Just to give you an idea as well, 1/2 metre is a really good sized piece of fabric. There's a lot of 1/2 metre projects out there for you on the web. 1/2 metre or 1/2 yard, whatever you choose, whatever you want to do with them. Great for things like makeup wraps, really wonderful for bags. You're going to get 6 beautiful 1/2 metres as well. It will be a complete a complete mixed bag. So if you want a multi-order, absolutely you can. How are you getting on over there, Leanne?
I'm great. I just want to show you what it was. I've never seen it on this machine before. When you are filling your spool up, look what happens. You get this funny little, can you see it there? That happened. I didn't know what that meant.
What does it mean?
It just means that it's going to be filling your spool for inside your bobbin thread. And when you unclick it, goes back to normal display. I was like, oh, what is that? Oh, anyway. So there we are, just in case you were wondering. All I had to do was push that little lever, but never mind. So I've got my machine all set up. Now what I have done, and I know you've been buying these in your hundreds and droves, so I'm sure you've already got your fabric glue pen at home. If not, I would pin and then tack this if you haven't got your glue stick, because you don't want it moving around. And what I've done is taken that lovely kind of little orange peel shape, and I've glued it to that curve to start putting my wedding ring together. And I'm going to sew this. You'll see me glue one in a second because I'm going to do the other side, but I thought just to save a little bit of time. So now I'm going to take my time and sew a 1/4 inch seam around here to put this together.
Wonderful. Bernie Corner, our very own Bernie, says, hi Joe and Leanne, every sewing room needs a reference guide, she says. I use it all the time to line up projects, and you can even use it to square up quilts as well. So we've got that coming up a little bit later in the show, which is brilliant. Elaine saying, good morning from Hampshire, UK. I'm about to start 3 special quilts. She's doing a quilt project called a hidden quilt pillow. I've never heard of that one. Have you, Leanne?
No, I haven't heard of it either.
Do you know what, Elaine? I think you should send us a picture. If you've got one done already, if you've done one before, we'd love to see a picture. studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk is where you can send your pictures in to us. We're very busy on that fabric mystery bundle. Lots of you going for that. Lots of you multi-ordering. I can see on that now as well at the moment. I'm always transfixed when you sew, Leanne. I don't know what it is about watching someone sew it. It's mesmerising.
It is mesmerising, isn't it?
It's absolutely mesmerising. There's an action-packed, jam-packed day. I think that works, doesn't it, coming up today?
So.
Not only this show, we've got launch party coming up later as well, and I'll tell you more about that as we go through this show.
So there we go, that's all stitched on the curve, which now means when we open this up, and we can do a good pressing job on it, and when you're pressing your patchworking seams, I press them down, so I don't open them up. I press them on the curve like that. So I've got my iron there, and we'll iron them all before I put them together. But you see, when I just do that finger press, you can see how perfect, because of that builder block system, that curve is and how they join. There are no puckers or lines in there. There are no little pleats or darts. It is just completely perfect and meets at the end. Trust me, that is not my skill at sewing. That is the skill of the builder block cutting these pieces, because I don't have the skill for sewing of those people who are intermediate and advanced. I'm very much still a beginner and still on a learning journey, but the tools actually make it really easy. So once you've done that, we need to then deal with the other side, because what we're going to make is the other bit that goes on the side of here, and then these little squares join in, if that makes sense. I'm just going to show you a finished block so you can see where we're heading. There we go. This is what we're heading for. This is what we're going to make. Okay, so we'll use our glue. Oh, actually, no, we're going to do the squares first. Let's sew the squares on, and then we'll do that bit. So squares are easy. You just line it up. And actually, I just want to take a second to show you there again. Could that be any more precise? And the builder block dies have done that for you. And when you're doing a design like this, precision is really, really important, because you need all of your seams to match up to get your quilts to look like they should for that design. And again, I mean, there are so many patchworkers out there, Joe, who are fantastically skilled and can cut these shapes out themselves, and it looks amazing.
Let's face it, that's
I'm
probably
not one of them.
It's probably not the majority, is it?
No.
And also, if you are, maybe you quilt at the moment, but your quilt blocks are quite square. Maybe you go for sort of basic shapes at the moment. You've been looking for a way that you're going to, you know, be able to level up, if you will. But the curved ones have just always, you've struggled with them. You can't do them by hand. It would be great to get the system, because this system is going to do all that bit for you. Also, on the same, in the same breath, Leah, maybe you are a quilter, but there's not many quilters out there, I'm guessing, will say the bit they really love doing is the cutting out. You know, for a lot of people, I think, like die cutting when you're card making, that's the chore, isn't it, that bit? Because it's the composition, it's the putting it together, it's the sewing you enjoy. This really is just like a a shortcut, isn't it, to the bit you enjoy doing. And if you're retired and you've got loads and loads of time, then that's brilliant. But I know a lot of people that enjoy hobbies such as this don't have all that much time. So this will give you more time to enjoy your hobby. Absolutely,
it would. And for all of those reasons are perfectly valid. For me, it purely is about just getting the precise pieces done so that my finished project looks much more professional than I could ever manage if I was doing it myself by hand, because I tried and it just didn't work. So you see, I've run a little glue line along there now. And again, if you haven't got your glue pen from a previous show, we are doing our very best to get them back for you quickly. Then I would do lots of little pins, and I'll show you what I mean by that, and then tack it in place and then go on your machine. Don't try and just hold them together and sew it, because it'll go all kinds of wrong. It will move and it won't go together at the end. So if I put these back to front, now what we need to do is just find the centre. So to find the centre, what I like to do is fold it in half and nip it. So I've got my nice little crease, and I can see that there, so I can see where my half point is. And then I do exactly the same on this piece here. So fold that in half, make sure that it is perfect, and then fingernail crease just to get the half point. And you can see how that goes together there. There we are. So now what will happen is this piece will go on top of this piece. I can see my 2 fingernail creases, so I can see that's the centre point. That's where I'm starting. And then what I do is I just move these seams around, and you just give them a little shufty against each other.
A shufty?
Yeah.
I mean, a technical term?
I think it's a Leann term.
Right, okay.
I'm sure there's more of a sewing technical term, but I don't know what it is. Perhaps if our Bernie Corn is watching, she'll tell us.
She can decipher the shufty technique for us.
She can decipher that for us. And then I continue along, and the square goes onto the end of that piece there. And what you can see is, because we've got that precision cut with the builder block, it's gone all the way along, the seams match, and then the square comes to the perfect end of the design. If you didn't have your builder block to do that, it is so difficult to achieve that precision when you're putting your pieces together. And then we come back along this way, and I'm just nipping so that the glue grabs all along. Now, if you don't have your glue, let me just explain what I would do. I'd start at the centre, and I would do exactly as I've done here. I'd come along and I'd do a little pin, and then I'd shufty along a bit more, little pin, and I'd go all the way. So I might have 10 or 12 pins there, and then I would tack it so it's in place before I put it in the sewing machine, take my tacks out afterwards. It just makes it so much more simple for you. So do just take your time. It's not a race, and if you take your time, that will aid your precision.
Wonderful, which is what you want with a quilt like this.
Absolutely, it is.
A lot of chatter about quilt pillows in the comments. Sweet Imp on Facebook says, I've done quilts in pillows. I never knew they were called that. Terry Tom says, I'm working on one of those. We'll either call them a pillow quilt. So it's a quilt that folds into a pillow.
Well, so now that that's been explained, I do know what those are, and I call them quillos.
Quillos. Oh, that is, someone did put quillo quilt, and I thought it was a typo, and I thought they were trying to sell pillow.
So I do use that, and there is a technical term for making those, and they're quillos. And what happens is the quilt folds up inside of essentially a cushion cover,
right?
A big cushion cover. You keep that on your sofa. It's a pillow. It's a cushion for your sofa. Gets chilly on a night, whip the quilt out the inside.
Bit like a magic cagoule.
Yes, and it's all joined. So it's not a quilt folded separately and stuffed in a pillowcase. The pillowcase is part of the design, and it folds up like a cagoule, exactly as you said.
Amazing!
They're brilliant. They're really good.
Oh, you can't beat a what are they called, those cagoules that goes in those little bags? Have they got a special word? Kamak. Pacamac. Sorry, yes,
I actually just thought they were called cagoules.
Did you?
Yeah.
I think they're a revelation.
I'm going to have a look at my photographs at home tonight, and I might share it for you. I've got a picture of me in the 70s in a rather fetching orange cagoule, having my photograph took with Fozzie Bear.
With who?
Fozzie Bear.
Who's Fozzie Bear?
Fozzie Bear, the Muppets.
Oh, I'm not a Muppets fan. Sorry, Leanne.
Joe, come on.
I know. I'm so uncultured at times.
Really? Have a word with yourself, Joe.
I need to let you know that the So Retro Die combo that we've got on the show, incredibly busy. A lot of you going for that at the moment. And the fabric bundle. I'll give you a reminder of both of those after Leanne's demonstration, of course. Any questions that you've got about anything in the show, definitely get them in to us. What do we want to know today, Leanne?
Oh,
I feel like we can be nosy on a Tuesday morning with our viewers, you know.
What do we want to know? let's think. So what are you going to be making in terms of Christmas gifts this year, and have you started? What homemade Christmas gifts are you going to be making? Let us know, because we might be able to steal some of your ideas for our Christmas gifts, because it's all about sharing, isn't it, and caring when it comes to things like that. I would like to know that, Joe. I'm always looking for new inspiration
Right,
and
there
ideas.
you are. Let us know. What are you making for Christmas thus far?
Now, so let me see, I've just opened that out. Now look how perfect that is. Now you would press this. I'm just going to grab my iron because it has got a bit of heat in, and just give it a little one of them, and then this. And you would take more time. But look how precise this is with that little piece of orange peel. And for all, it's not the quickest block that you'll whiz up. It certainly is one of the most impressive.
Yeah, it's very striking, isn't it?
It is. Now, have we got time, guys, for me to finish putting these bits on?
Yeah,
Right.
I reckon so.
Lovely producer Laura said to me there very quickly, we've got a couple of minutes. This is not very quick. So we're going to fast forward and grab these and have a look. There's no way I can sew 2 bits of round like that very quick. It's going to take the same amount of time as that. But I have got 3 already done, which will show you when you start to put these together how fabulous they are. Now, you can see here, I've got the blocks that I've already made. And if I finish making this one, what I'll do is exactly as I did to put these together, glue strip, and then pass it round so that you get that block. So you finish up with this look here. You can see that that finishes at the end of the square block and the end of the square block there. So you're going to do that with both pieces, and that will give you a finished block like this. And when you've got your finished block like this, all you do is take 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, very
so you
clever
can see how
together,
that's coming round there. This one would fit in here. Voila. Once it's sewed together like this. There we go. That then makes your full interlocked wedding ring pattern. Now, as you said, Joe, that could be a cushion cover, an 18-inch cushion cover front if you wanted to. Could be a placemat, 3 of those, a table runner. You could use 1 of those and make some little coasters if you wanted to with a smaller ring, so it could all match. Lots of different things you could do. The front of a tote bag for your shopping, put a nice border on it, some handles, line it, it's going to look gorgeous. However, what you're aiming for is what you can see here behind me, and that is truly stunning, isn't it? It's gorgeous. Now, we did those bright primary colours so you could see how the circles all intertwine to give you that interlocked wedding ring look. This design has been around for hundreds and hundreds of years, I know that, and is traditionally what would have been hand stitched as a gift to the bride and groom on their wedding day, which is why it's called a wedding ring quilt, and it would have been stitched for months and months and months before they got married. Actually, these in very vintage fabrics or scrappy fabrics gives that real old traditional look as where they started, and looks brilliant. So if you've got lots of scraps at home, do one of these wedding rings in lots of scrappy vintagey fabrics. It's going to look tremendous, but very, very easy to do. And honestly, I would never have been able to achieve this because I tried and it didn't look anything like that before I had my builder block set.
Yeah, and we hear that so much. What I'd say as well, pop yourself over to the website, go and look at all of the reviews for the builder block system. They are incredible. Terry had sent us in the quilt that she was talking about, the Quillo quilt that we're talking about. So here is it. She's just started it. I believe it's not quite finished yet. Is that what she's saying? But it looks beautiful. Love that one, Leanne, don't you?
That's absolutely divine. I really do like that. And also, Terry, amazing skill, because when you do something like that in solid block colour, as we can see there, with solid straight lines, your joining has to be, there's no room for a little Chivers wiggle in there where the seams aren't meeting, because it's very obvious. When you've got a very patterned fabric, you can hide a couple of not quite right joins. When you're doing something like that, Terry, beautiful and skilled. You're an intermediate to an advanced quilter, patchworker, Terry, I could tell.
Yeah, it looks absolutely gorgeous. If you want to send us any other pictures of stuff that you've been working on, we absolutely love receiving them. Now, over 40% off of this, which is fantastic. In here, you're going to get 3 melon dies, 3 arc dies, 3 square dies, 3 corner dies, and you're getting that booklet in there as well. It's going to allow you to make 6, 8 and 12-inch blocks, which is fantastic. So whether you're making a smaller project or you're making a large project, it is completely up to you. And you've got a great saving on there as well. $39.99 or $50.99 is your price. You're saving £30 or $38. which is fantastic. Now, I know a lot of you are watching over on Facebook, which we absolutely love. However, the best way to watch if you want to watch and shop at the same time, well, in fact, do you know what? Here's a previous me to tell you how you can watch and shop at the same time. Hi, I'm Joe from Crafters TV, and I'm here to show you how you can grab the best deals and shop whilst you watch during our shows. So the best way to watch us is always on Crafters TV. Head on over to our homepage and go to Crafters TV. You can see all of our shows, offers, and even shop while you watch. Now if you want to get involved and comment along, head over to our Facebook page. Come say hello, ask us some questions, and lol with us. Or you can watch us on YouTube. Simply head to our Crafters Companion YouTube channel. Got a smart TV? You can even AirPlay directly onto your big screen. We're constantly adding new and exciting shows to our schedule, so don't forget to check in. It's never been easier to have us in your living room. It's always fun here at Crafters TV, so come join us as we create every day. All the details there of how you can watch and shop at the same time, which is fantastic. Having a very, very busy start to this softer side of life show. Loads of you commenting away over on Facebook. Sarah Brown saying, hi Joe and Leann, I'm so sorry I'm late. One of my sisters decided to FaceTime me. I'm like, I've got to go. I've got to watch Crafters TV. People just don't get creative people sometimes. Sarah watches us in Melbourne as well. So over in Melbourne, it's like 8:30 at night. So prime sister FaceTiming time, I'd say. Nicola Elliott says, I love this, Leann, absolutely stunning. Talking about that last quilt there. And Carol, one of our previous craft ambassadors, says, ever since Joe said so retro, I can't get the song so macho out of my head. We can all have a Sanita moment when it comes to the so retro dies, absolutely. Now, they're very busy, but also firstly, I wanted to remind you about the mystery fabric bundle. It is incredibly busy. Now, you're going to get 6 random half-meter pieces of fabric. However, what I can tell you, and I can assure you, is that every single fabric that we stock is absolutely gorgeous. Really lovely quilting weight cottons is what you'll most likely be receiving in this bundle. Definitely multi-order if you want to as well. You can do that because it's great sometimes to have multiples anyway of the same fabric should you get a few duplicates in there. £20 or $35 if you want to grab those. Right, lots more stuff coming up on the show for you. This is your Threaders embroidery set that we're looking at here. And you can see there, you are getting everything you need included. So you've got the wash away webbing. You're also going to get the print and stitch celebration and floral CD-ROM, and you're going to get the linen look cotton in there as well. So you get all 3 of those. $14.99 or $21.99. Do you want to floss? No, not the dance move. We call this embroidery thread here in the UK. Of course, you guys in the US call it floss. We've got a few different ones for you. This is the bold that you've got there. You've also got the neutrals as well. There's a rich tones for you too. They're all $4.79 or $6.57. Less than 100 of those left in stock at the moment. We've also got the scissors, and these scissors are absolutely beautiful. $7.99 or $9.95 if you want to get hold of the embroidery scissors. Right, loads more still to come on this show for you. Let me share with you again the Builder Buddy set. Now, we normally sell them, whenever I've sold them previously, we've sold them individually. However, today what you've got is the opportunity to get all of them for a fantastic price. So what you're going to get is you're going to get the Builder Buddy body, which is the one on the top left there you can see, and then you've got the 4 different characters. So basically what the 4 characters are the outfits, the ears, the little bits that you've got to go with them. So you've got Chloe the cat, which is fantastic. You've also going to get Ruby the rabbit in this collection too. Baxter the bear is coming in there, and Digby the dog. Now, you can make them up as they're intended. When you make them up as you're intended, they make the most beautiful little characters. So this is the rabbit here, even got a little carrot on there, which I think is fantastic. Their ears are gorgeous, and also you're going to be able to make their dresses and all of their clothing as well. Make them up as these buddies. I think they are gorgeous. If you want to give these as gifts, especially if you know maybe you've got maybe the pitter-patter of grandchildren are around the corner. Yes, I'm looking at you, Leann Chivers. These would be brilliant for that. But there's also other things you can do. So you can do things like key rings with them as well. If you want to do your key rings, you can do small elements of these and use them for different projects as well. You can also use them for appliques as well. So the bone, for instance, is coming in with the dog one. And this has been done for a lovely little dog bowl mat that's been created here. And then just use the head separately as well. So absolutely loads that you're going to do with them. $44.99 is an incredible price. The Builder Buddy body set should be the body element, which is the die there, which is the sort of main die that you're going to use, should be $19.99. And then ordinarily, all of the extra dies would then be $14.99 each. So basically, you're buying one of the extra accessory dies, and we're giving you 3 for free, which is amazing. You're saving more than you're spending on this one as well. If any of you in the comments or over on Facebook and YouTube have made some of our Builder Buddy characters before, I would absolutely love you to share your pictures with us, because they are they've been such a popular item since we've used them. Now, Leann, I'm guessing that these would be a great first project maybe for someone, that's a creative, a creative spirit. Even if you didn't have a machine, would this be a good starting point, do you think, for someone's sewing journey?
Absolutely, I do 100% yes, because exactly as you've said there, you do not need to have a sewing machine for this. These can be hand stitched, and they're not so big that it's an overwhelming hand stitched project. It would be very easy to do, something just to have those pieces and sit in front of the TV on a night or in the winter. I mean, I can just imagine log fire, Builder Buddy pieces, pretty little fabrics, stitching them up and to make little toys. I mean, I just can't think of anything better, really, I can't. And actually, this is the first time I've seen or had my hands on these Builder Buddy characters today. And I have already ordered my bundle. I had somebody on standby at home, a text massively before. When we go live, get on and get me that Builder Buddy set, because I have a grandchild on the way.
You do?
And I'm absolutely making a plethora of buddies for her. Wait till I show you that at the end. I want to show you how easy they are to go together. I've been so mightily impressed with these, it's ridiculous, honestly. And I can't wait to start making these myself at home. So what I've got is my Gemini plates again. And then I've got a piece of calico to cut out the body. Now, I would highly recommend that you use a calico or a felt, and I would be buying some good quality wool felt.
What is calico for people
calico
that don't know?
Is a kind of it's thicker than cotton, but it's not canvas. It's like a natural cotton which hasn't been bleached.
A very fine linen almost, isn't it? Kind of a mix of the two, yeah.
Yes, it is kind of between the two, but it has more structure than a regular quilting cotton. And so you need a structured fabric for the body. And for me, that is definitely a calico or something similar to calico in texture, not quilting cotton, or a beautiful felt. And that can be a lovely soft acrylic felt or a wool felt, depending on what you want to do at home. You then take your body set. Now we've got the body set, and the body gives you the basic shape. Then each of the other sets that you have gives you the characteristics. So for example, the dog, we've got the bone, his waistcoat, his ear, his waistcoat, his little tie. So we've got all of his little features there. For the cat, you can see we've got her ears, we've got her little dress, we've got a little fish, so she could have a little fish in her hand if you want to make a little felt fishy if you wanted to do that. For the bunny rabbit, you've got her dress, you've got her ears, you've got a carrot, and you've got the top for the carrot and a little love heart to applique on her dress, if that's what you'd like to do. And then for the bear, to go on the basic body, you've got his bow tie, his dungarees, his patch pocket, his ears, and a little honey pot, which is fantastic. So you've got all of the embellishment pieces in each of those separate things. Of course, you don't have to worry about that because you're getting them all. Now, to cut out my character, this is what I like to do when I fold my fabric onto my plate. So you see here, I've got my piece of calico and I've folded it in half lengthways. I'm then going to bring this top piece down so it fits on my plate. So I've got 4 layers here and 2 layers here. The reason I've done that is because I want 2 bodies, 2 heads, 4 legs and 4 arm pieces. So that's why I folded it over in that way, and that just means you can run the whole thing through, get all of your character pieces in one go. So dies are all in, plates get built up, and run it through your Gemini machine.
Fantastic. Lynn Harvey saying she's got double Crafts Companion at the moment. She's watching us here. She's also watching What Am I Like Debbie, as she says, over on Create and Craft as well. At the same time, double Crafts Companion. What better way to spend some time is what she says. Sounds like you've got it absolutely nailed there. Talking about the shows that are happening as well. Launch party coming up tonight. Myself and Debbie Fisher is in the building for her 3rd show. We've got Nativity tonight and also Crafts Inspiration 27. It's going to be a lovely, lovely show later. You'll make sure you want to join us for that. So quite straightforward so far then, Leann? Very,
very straightforward. The thing I love about these, I mean, I've looked at making little characters in the past, Joe, and I've not quite got through all 4 layers there. It's just caught in places. I've looked at making little characters from templates, and again, it's just an odd little thread. There we go. And again, what has put me off is cutting all the tiny little pieces myself from bits of cardboard template that I've had to cut out and draw around and then cut round with my scissors. And I've tried in the past, and I've had one leg longer than the other and one arm fatter than the other, and their heads looked a bit lopsided, and so it just never has really worked, because cutting isn't necessarily my thing that I can do precisely. I'm not very good with scissors at all, in paper craft as well as soft craft. You'll have heard me say that so many times, where Sarah is like Sarah Scissorhands. She's just, and it looks amazing. I'm not like that at all. So having dies where all of these pieces now to be able to make my character have been cut out for me and are the perfect proportion for the body, the leg, the head and the arm, for when I put it together, just makes it so much easier. And it's very simple to sew. So we take the 2 pieces here that I've got of calico, because it's the same front and back. You don't even need to worry about turning them right sides. You can just stitch it. And I'm just going to stitch a scant 1/4 inch around the side. I'm leaving the top open.
What does scant mean?
Under rather than over.
Right.
So you wouldn't want to do anything more than a 1/4 inch, but you can go under of a 1/4 inch happily.
Okie doke.
Okay, so that's that one there. That's one side done. Then I'm leaving a space at the bottom to stuff and where I would put the legs. And then I'm going up this side again with my scant 1/4 inch. And I'm leaving the top open. Very, very quick and easy to put together. Now, if you've got your sewing machine, of course, obviously you can use your sewing machine, but this would be quick and easy just to do a running back stitch around here to do your little body if you wanted to. When you've done that, you're going to turn it the right way out.
I'm absolutely mesmerised, Leanne. Terry over on Facebook saying, congratulations, Leanne, on your new bundle of joy. Grands are the best, apparently.
Oh, I'm so excited. She's going to be with us in about 3 weeks. Actually.
3 weeks is where has hang on a minute. Where has this year gone?
I know, it's flown, hasn't it? I mean, really, we're all just incredibly excited. First grandchild for my husband and myself. First great grandchild on my husband's side of the family. And for my mum, her first great grandchild from a daughter. So yeah, lovely. So you just turn that out, and then I would press that. So you turn your body shape out. If you've got if you've got a chopstick at home, don't use your scissors I'm doing, because it's very easy to poke a hole in. But you just go around and round the body out like that, okay? And then you stuff it. All right, so that's it, exactly as I've done there and stuffed. And you can see I've left a hole at the bottom and I've left a hole at the top. So that's the body done. Whoops. Then you would do exactly the same for the head. So let me just quickly stitch around that, and then I'll tell you what I would do. Now, a couple of different things you can do with that, and actually just let me explain that here for you. For the ears, I've done those already from the rabbit, because we're making a rabbit. So I cut 2 pieces exactly as I've done for the legs. Here they are here, but it was ears. Stitch all the way around and leave a hole at the bottom, turn them inside out and press them, which is all I've done for the ears there. And then when I'm putting the head together, what I would do now is put my little ears inside like this, and then stitch around, and then when I turn my head inside out, the little ears will come out as well, and they'll be all encapsulated inside the head. Okay, so you can put them in there. So I find doing the ears first and stitching them when you stitch the head is the best thing to do.
I find you just need to give it a little bit of thought sewing, don't you? A lot of the time I would find it very complicated when I first watch people sew, but actually if you're just a bit logical about it and have a good old think about it, I think, do you know what, my problem is a lot of time I sort of rush in and don't read the instructions. Yeah. I think with sewing you really need to you need to have a good old think about it first, don't you, before you rush in, which is what I'm definitely guilty of doing sometimes. But once you've mastered the sort of the process, if you will, it's the same for a lot of things, which is what you hear a lot of people say. This is great. Producer Laura had a wonderful idea, Leanne, which was you could take baby grows and make them into memory buddies. Would be a lovely way to use up, old baby grows and stuff.
Absolutely, that would be amazing. So you see how the little ears have gone on there. Now you can have them, if you stitch them further down inside, they'll point up straight rather than being floppy ears. So it just depends. Do you want your ears floppy or do you want them straight up? And that's what you would do. So that's for your head. Now I've got one of those already done here. And I just wanted to show you the little face, because what we've also got are the printable instructions that you can go and get on our website. And what you've got with that is a description, all of the step-by-step instructions for all of the little steps to go through to make your character. That's all there for you. But then we've also got here this fab little template so that you can embroider the face onto the character. And so what I would do with this is I would get a piece of tracing paper, I'd trace over the top, and then I would trace that onto here if you're not very good at freehand drawing. Or I would watch this and with one of our heat erasable pens, draw the face on, stitch over with that embroidery floss, and you've got the little face there done. Okay, so that also comes for you as well. And there's one of those sheets for every single one of the characters, Joe.
Wonderful. So full instructions included.
Yes.
As there always is with so many of our sewing projects that we bring you here.
So you can see here now we've got the body and we've got the head, and then I've done the same for the arms. So little arms here now, just to show you, always leave a little gap to turn it inside out, and so you can stuff. And then once you've stuffed, you're just going to close that and just do a little ladder stitch and catch that closed, just with a little bit of hand stitching on all of the limbs. So you can see here we've got the little arms. So little arms are going to go there for me. Move that up. And then I've also done the legs. And then what I do with the legs is, you know, I said leave the body open at the bottom, which I've done, stuffed it. The little legs go inside like this. And then you ladder stitch the whole thing down so that it's all nicely sealed. The same with the head. There's a hole at the top. So remember when I did the body, I left a hole at the top and the hole at the bottom for stuffing. So the hole at the top, the little head gets inserted inside, and then we do a little running stitch around there, and that will bring your character together. Now I'm also going to show you very quickly how to do her dress, but what I wanted to do is show you just before we go any further all of the different characters that you've got. So this is the body set we had, remember, and then the head, and then we put the little extra ease on for the bunny in the face. But you've also got same body that I did, little doggy. Oh man, I love him. You've also got little teddy bear. Oh, with a wonky lug. Oh my word, I just love him.
What? A wonky what?
A wonky lug. Was there another one? There's a little head missing. I've lost her head somewhere. There's another one for the cat. The little, oh, here, thrown in, coming in. Here she is. Look, and we've got little cat head. So you can see how you can make a whole little pal group just from that one body collection, and then using your big builder buddies, and look, all their little accessories, so their heads just go onto the body. You can make the whole little menagerie yourself. The dress for the bunny is so incredibly easy to do. Would you like me to show you quickly, Joe?
Oh yes, please.
So what I've done is I've cut this out ready for you because you don't need to watch it. So the dress with the bunny collection, let me just find where she is. I'm going to take it out and just talk you through what I've done. I've already done her ears, so here's the little dress die here. So what you would do on the fold of a fabric, here's a folded piece here. On the fold of your fabric, line up your die like that, so that the open edge is on the fold of the fabric, and cut it out. And you want 2 of those, so you'd want this folding into 4, which is what I've got here. 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. Onto the fold of the 4 pieces, run it through your die cutting machine, and then when you open them out, you get the outline of the dress as I've got here. Then what you do is put them right sides together like this, and then you sew. And if you've got one of your air erasable pens, and I can't find mine, but you know, we'll buy it, Joe.
Buy
From about 1 inch down here, all the way up, around and down to 1 inch, and stop. Okay, so that's what we're going to do now. Stitch
Wonderful.
that. Again, a scant 1/4 inch.
Remember what you're getting as well for this price. It's not an option. You're not choosing the buddy, and what $34.99 would normally get you the Builder Buddy body, and it would get you one of the characters. What you're also getting though here is the 3 extra characters as well. So you're getting all of them. Right, I need to remind you about the fabric bundle. Very, very busy. So remember, it is a 6.5 meter bundle that you are getting. It is a lucky dip. What I can tell you though is all of the fabric that we have in our warehouse is beautiful, really lovely 100% cotton fabric. So you're gonna adore the fabrics that you get. Now, already 1/3 of the stock of this has gone, and that is people that have checked out, lots of you have got these sat in your basket at the moment. You can multi-order on these as well. Lots of you going for 2s and 3s of these. So it is very busy. Over a third of the stock's gone. If you want it, definitely get it in your basket. Would be great, I'm guessing, for dressing your Builder Buddy characters, this, Leanne.
Absolutely gorgeous for dressing your Builder Buddy characters, and I would be making a lovely little play quilt with pockets and then putting a character with matching clothes in each little pocket so that they've got somewhere to live. I mean, that would be just glorious, wouldn't it?
Do you know what I saw the other day that I loved, Leanne, as well? A reading pillow. So like a pillow with a slot on the back that you put a book in, so you can sort of, you know, you take it and you go somewhere, maybe in the garden, and they lay down on the pillow, you take the book out the back and you read them a little story. I thought it was
gorgeous.
So adorable.
There's so many gorgeous things, so many things I want to make and just not enough time. So what I've done is go around. So you see I've come up, around and down just by the inch, and I've left the entire bottom open. So then we'll turn this the right way, and I would have my little iron and I'd be pressing every step of the way. Just because it's a toy doesn't mean I don't want it to be gorgeously made and precise. So I've turned that the right way out. So now I've got this all stitched, and then I've got my raw edges here and here. And I've got the second one that I did there. So you can see, and this one's being pressed. I'm going to press that. It's annoying me. I'm just going to get my iron at it. That's better. There we go. So then what you would do is take those two pieces, line them up, and then stitch around your raw edge. So you're going to stitch down here and here, and leave your bottom closed as well. Actually, just to show you what I should have done, I want to show you that because it's important, is you also stitch the bottom of the dress because you want the dress to be hemmed. So I'll just whiz along there, Joe, and then I can show you more accurately. So there's my 1/4 inch that I've done there and there. I'm also going to whiz along the bottom of the hem here.
It is very hot today. It's going to be very hot again here in the UK today, you know, Leanne. 35 degrees in London. It's not going to be 35 degrees in the northeast, so we can confirm that. It's always a bit cooler up here. But do you know what I'd like to know, I think? Because obviously lots of us having extreme weather. You know, what's going on with the weather where you are? How hot is it? How are you staying cool? How are you cooling down? Maybe we should have a bit of competition on Facebook and YouTube, Leanne.
Yeah.
To see who's in the hottest part of the world at the moment.
Brilliant idea.
Sarah is usually in the hottest part of the world. She's in Melbourne, but it's very cold there at the moment. My friend messaged me the other day, Leanne, to say it was so cold he had to put the heating on. It had gone down to 9 degrees in the middle of winter, and he was absolutely furious. Yeah, let me know what the weather's up to where you are, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube. We'll have a little look, see who's in the hottest part of the world. Hotter the better for me, Leanne.
I like heat, but I don't like it too hot. So 34 is uncomfortably hot for me. I'm happy up to about 26 or 27, and then it's too much. And then I'm under an umbrella with a massive caftan on and a huge brimmed sun hat. Yeah, so I'm good up to a certain point, and then I'm not good at all. So I sewed across the bottom there, which means I've got a nice hem on my dress, and then I've just gone down both sides. You see these pieces that we've done for these Builder Buddies, they could not be more simple, honestly. And actually at home, just so you all know, I would have actually overlocked that. If you haven't got an overlocker, I would have zigzag stitched. And if you are making them by hand, I would blanket stitch that edge just so that it's caught and it's not going to fray. Okay, just so everybody knows what I would do. So that then has made the little dress for my bunny body, and that's going to go on there when she's got her little head on, like this, and her little legs out the bottom and her little arms out of there. Isn't that gorgeous? I mean, she's just looking lovely, isn't she? But I've got one done in true Blue Beater style. Here she is. And I just wanted to show you, and I've got a couple of bits of ribbon here because I want to show you this too. So you can see we've got the little dress done. It's
I think she's off to the office, you know. Summertime. She
Summertime.
might be going out for a few cocktails and a cheeky Nando's afterwards. I feel she's a bit day to night, this character.
Oh, she's gorgeous, isn't she? I mean, I just love her with that little face on. You see, what we've done is we've bent her ears down, so she's got bendy down ears rather than pointy up ears. This is the little dress that's just being put on there, and you can see all of our little bits have been hand stitched into place. What you can do with a couple of little pieces of ribbon, if you want, is make her some little straps, if that's what you want to do. So you see, you could do little straps for the dress. Or you could just put a couple of little tack stitches in, or I would put a couple of tiny little detail buttons on there and just tack them. So I've got a couple of lovely little buttons on there. You could do an applique pocket if you want, but isn't she gorgeous? And I've just got to show you this, Joe. Look at this. I am absolutely making this for my granddaughter. I'm making a cube like this from matching fabric, and then I am filling it with a whole host of builder buddies. I'm going to have my dungaree little bear. I'm going to have the gorgeous little matching one there with pink dungarees. Look at the cut. I mean, just absolutely glorious. Look here, little pussy cat. Here's another little bunny with a lovely little dress and some lace, and you see a little ribbon and a hair. So you can really start to decorate them up if you want to. Look at this one with her little fishies. And don't forget, they come as part of the die set. Her little fishies in her pockets for the cat. Absolutely gorgeous. This one's got a handbag. Oh my word, she's got a handbag. Just honestly, and look at his felt.
She's got a little fish in her handbag as well.
She's got a fishy in her handbag. Look, she's going shopping here with a fishy in a handbag. Honestly, and then him with his little waistcoat. I am making a bag full. I want a cube like this. I've literally bought this set, and I'm going to start this weekend, and I'm making my granddaughter a whole basket full of buddy companions like that they can live in beside the bed and she can play with. Make up our own little stories with them. I can't wait. Can you tell I'm excited about it?
I can. It's resonating from the other side of the room, your excitement about these. Loads of you chatting away. Sarah Brown is confirming, yes, she's got the heater on in Melbourne. Katie is in London, says it's very, very hot. Sherry says it was 103 degrees, Leanne, yesterday in central Illinois. That is a lot. I think that's like 35 degrees Celsius off the top of my head. And June saying she's in Eastbourne. Oh, I bet it's lovely in Eastbourne on South Coast by the beach. Says very hot and humid and heavy, praying for some rain as well. So keep getting your comments in. Anything you want to know as well, any questions that might arise as we go through. So I know a lot of you maybe were paper crafters that you've moved over to soft crafting. Some of you going the other way as well. Lovely Sonia in Louisiana, she was a soft crafter, now she's paper crafting. $34.99 if you want to grab hold of these. Remember what you're getting. So for $34.99, what you should be getting is you should be getting the Builder Buddy body. That's the bit that allows you to make the base, if you will, for the different characters, and you should be getting one of the accessory dies for that price. So you'd normally pay that price for the base and for the cat. Then what we do is we give you 3 extra ones included that are worth $14.99 each as well, which is brilliant. So you're saving $44.96 in the UK, $58.75 if you are in the US, which is brilliant. Right, I want to give you a heads up on some other stuff that's still to come on the show today. This is the quilting stencil and machine feet bundle that you can see here. Really brilliant value for money on this one because the machine feet themselves should be $39.99. So in essence, well, we're going to give you £1 off of those, and then we're going to give you 3 of the stencils. Now, the stencils should be $18.99 each, so you are getting a great saving there. You're getting, what, £57 worth of stencils totally free of charge in that bundle. It's amazing value for money. You've also got the quilting pattern guide. That's coming up on the show as well. This is fantastic. Yes, it's going to be great for doing your freehand, marking out your freehand quilting, but it's also great as a lovely ruler. Wonderful for helping you do things like squaring off your quilts and projects as well. So everything all lines up beautifully. $23.99 or $27.99 if you want to go for that one. This one here is your erasable fabric pens, an absolute essential. These great that we've got them in stock. They are now here ready to go. If you've been waiting for these, definitely grab them. $4.49 or $5.99 if you want to get those ones. Crafting with Quilling Lady on YouTube says these are so cute, talking about the Builder Buddies. Jill's got a question as well. Is there a pattern that Leanne used for the basket that the Builder Buddy body pals were in?
So I think we will definitely have a YouTube on that square basket. Go and have a look on the soft one. It's so incredibly easy to do. Let me just, I've moved my buddies. I've put them somewhere. Where have I stashed my buddies? I've put them away. They've been, oh, there they are. They've been tidied. It's ridiculously simple. So you just need 4 squares, the same size for the sides, the same side square for the bottom. Do it twice so that you've got a lining. Just stitch the squares together, stitch the bottom on, and then bag it out as though you would a bag. Now, I know that probably sounds a bit complicated if you're brand new, but go along to our YouTube site because I'm certain there's a storage cubes tutorial on there, and then all we've done is just put a little bit of prettiness around the outside.
Wonderful, yes. So make sure you grab those. Very busy as well, remember, for that fabric bundle, the mystery bundle on the fabric. 6 half-metre pieces for you for £20 or $25. $8. Get yourself over to the website, details there along the bottom of the screen. Remember, if you want to watch and shop at the same time, head on over to our website, crafterscompanion.com.co.uk or .eu. If you want to get chatty with us, you can do so in the comments on the Crafters TV Facebook Live or across on YouTube as well. So make sure you drop into the comments over there. Great deal on this, Leanne. Well, you're not even paying for the machine fee, and you're getting absolutely everything else included as well, which is great value, isn't it?
Absolutely unbelievable. I can't believe the value in that bundle, and I've got everything here so I can show you how they can all work together or independently. And there are some real fantastic go-to tools in that bundle for not very much money at all. The two things that I love in this bundle are, of course, the machine feet, because everybody needs a walking foot. The other 2 feet in there are fantastic, but for me, that is brilliant value for money just for that walking foot. I've got a walking foot on my machine that I've got at home, and I paid for the walking foot alone £30 for the walking foot on my machine. So that gives you an idea of the value that you've got in that bundle.
So these feet then, Leanne, will they work with most standard sort of domestic machines, is that right?
Yes, absolutely they will. And they're just most machines, and I never know whether it's a low shank or a high shank.
So
low?
A regular domestic machine is a low shank. Yeah.
That's what these will work with. Regular low shank machines, and where your long bit sticks down further. It's not so far high up. I never know which way to say it. But the regular ones that are on the high street there we are. And so you can see we've got the walking foot. This is this one here. There we go. So we've got the walking foot, which I've got on my machine, and I'll explain that to you in a second.
What's the walking foot great for then, Leanne?
So the walking foot is brilliant for quilting.
Okay.
Or for anything that's got multiple layers. So if you've got 2 or 3 different layers and you need to stitch and have all of those layers feed through at the same time without ruching or bubbling or making it difficult. If you've got a difficult to sew fabric, sometimes I use a walking foot on an oilcloth or a slippy fabric, because it grips. Because what happens is, on a regular sewing machine, your foot slides across the top of the fabric, and the grips are underneath the feed dogs. They're the little jagged bits that you see moving, and it feeds your fabric through the machine. With a walking foot, you get those on both sides, and so it pushes all the layers through. Rather than it just being one, feeding it through, and a slippy foot on top, you've got the feed dogs essentially, bottom and top, grabs your fabric and feeds all of the layers through evenly for you.
Fantastic.
That's why a walking foot is so fantastic, especially for quilting for more difficult fabrics. Then you've got your darning foot or your free motion embroidery foot, which is brilliant for that kind of real eclectic look to your quilting, which is brilliant. It's called stippling, actually, in terms of the technical term, when you come to doing your quilting once you've patchworked. And then we've got the binding foot, which is truly fabulous. This, I never knew I needed it until I didn't have it, and then I had one and wondered where it had been all my life. Really, and I'm going to show you how easy it is. I've struggled lining binding up evenly, front and back, and getting my stitching even on the very edge. I sometimes go over it, or it misses a bit, and then I have to catch it with a hand stitch because it wasn't quite right. Bit of a donkey's back leg. With this, solves all of that for you, and I'll show you that too. So those feet are fantastic, and that's one of the things that I just couldn't live without that set, really. For the binding foot, I didn't know I needed it till I didn't have it, and then I tried it, if you see what I mean. Just truly fabulous. And the walking foot, just for the value for money, because I paid a fortune for mine. And so for getting all 3 of those in there, brilliant.
And then you're not even paying for the rest of it, which is amazing.
Exactly. Now, the other thing that I didn't know I needed until I got one is this quilting grid, which is truly fabulous. This is brilliant for just helping you line things up. And I wanted to show you how I use this with those quilting stencils that you've got as well, to really bring those quilting stencils to life and allow you to be creative and create your own designs. So what I've got here is this fantastic template, and I've got my heat erasable pen. And what I'm going to do is just make myself some crosshair marks, and I'm doing it on all of the 90 degree and 45 degree angles here. Okay, so I'm just doing that there, and I'm marking it. And of course, the fact that these are heat erasable is fantastic, so I don't need to worry about it. I just put my iron on it later and it disappears. Okay, so I've got my lines on there, and I know they're all now at perfect 90 and 45 degree angles, and I've got my lines, my guidelines on there. That's because when I use my quilting stencils, as we've got in this bundle, And I'm just going to take out, that's the big design, which I love.
And you're getting the 3 in there. So you're getting the Celtic, you're getting the feathers, and you're getting the geometric as well. They should be $18.99 or $22.95. They're pretty much free of charge when you buy the feet, which is amazing value.
It is fantastic. So this is the feather one that I'm using here. Now, if you can see what I'm doing with this little design here, what I've done is move it down so I can see that this bit is touching my line that I've drawn on with that stencil at the perfect 45 and 90 degrees. It's touching here, which I can see is perfect. And I can see the 45 degrees running perfectly through the center of that design. So then I would take my heat erasable pen and I'll go through this entire design in this way. So I'm just marking out my stitch lines. We can see here. And it's easy. So you just go through the holes that have been obviously laser cut into the stencil for you.
If you weren't confident with this, could you stick that stencil down whilst you did this if you wanted to?
Yes,
Leann?
if you want to. And when we come to do the mark away spray that I've got on darker fabric, I would stick it down. But actually, or you could tape it with some repositionable tape if you want to, if you don't want to stick your stencil. If I was doing the full design, all of the 12 inches, I would absolutely have done that. But because I was just doing a small bit, I'm fine holding it still. Then what I can do is rotate this now. And because I've got those 45 degree and 90 degree lines on there, what I can do is line this up and I can match to the design underneath because they're a little bit see-through. And so I've got my lines in exactly the same place again with this corner design. I'm just going to move that up a little bit so you can see it because I see I'm off there a bit. There we go. So you can see here I'm able to line this up and match it to what I was doing here, but I'm using my guidelines as I did before. So I've got this at the left, the right, and through the center of my design. And then all I do is go through the stencil again. So now using one of those corner designs that was on the complementary stencil here, and that fantastic grid ruler that we had, which is so amazing for helping you line up, I've been able to create a custom design, and I'll do this around all 4 of the corners, which will create me a really precise, smaller quilted design, but everything will line up in the center because I used that grid and now I'm using my stencil, and when I remove that, you can see how it's starting to create that square going round and that everything lines up perfectly. And I would do the same here, and I would do the same here, and then I would do just some beautiful hand stitched quilting through there.
Hand stitching with these?
I would, yes, absolutely. I love a little bit of hand quilting. I'm just going to move those out the way for a second. I'm going to pass them there and I'm going to have them back in a minute because I want to just bring this in and show you this is what I mean by the hand quilting. So this is one of the borders from that stencil collection. Look how fabulous that looks. That's just with hand stitched running stitches over the top of the design, and I really like that. I think it's very therapeutic. It's my preference to machine quilting, to be honest, Joe. I find machine quilting sometimes a little bit intimidating if you haven't got a walking foot, or if it's not a straight line. If it's curved lines like this, I like to do my hand stitching, which is what we've done here with those stencils. And then when you've got the design all mapped out like that, very easy to follow around. And then when you've done your stitching, bye-bye marks. Look,
it never fails to amaze me. It just goes.
Honestly, it just disappears. Look at that.
It's
so you would just iron over the top of your stitching, all of those marks, those what looks like horrible blue biro lines on your work disappear, and you've just got that beautiful hand quilted look left behind. Okay, so that's how they can be used to put together with a big square. Now we can also use these stencils. Have I got time to show you?
Yep, I believe you have.
With darker fabric and our mark away spray. Now this is that same design, so this is the feather design. I really love it. I've got that there, and I've got my stick and spray for fabric, which you can see there. Now my stick and spray for fabric is what I'm going to put on the back of my stencil. I've been looking for Brenda. I can't find Brenda. Brenda's done a runner.
A missing person.
I think Brenda might have gone to the HSN studio.
I think she's in Studio 2 over on HSN. She's going up in the world as our Brenda, you know. So
I'm going to turn around and just square it off the floor.
Wonderful.
There we go. And we'll just wash the floor later. Be fine. And then I'm popping that on here. There we go.
And that spray was which one again?
This is Stick and Spray.
Stick and Spray.
The removable adhesive.
The fabric one.
The fabric one.
Wonderful.
On the back of my stencil. That keeps that nice and flat. And I always like to give it a rub. And what I do is I turn it over and I just smooth the fabric out underneath as well. So I don't have any wrinkles in there because I want it to be nice and smooth. So now I know that that's got a good adhesion. I can pop that away. And then I use my mark away spray. And this is brilliant. It's kind of like a chalk, but not. But it is fantastic. Now, can you hear those little... You need to give it a good shake. So don't just take it off the shelf when you haven't used it for 3 months and don't do this. Give it a good old shake, mixes everything up. And then what I do is short, sharp bursts. So I just do this. Short, sharp bursts all the way through the design. And it will make... I'm only going to do quarter because we've got loads of other things to look at. There we go. I'm not going to do the whole design, Joe, because we've got so many other things to look at this softer side of life. But go through like that with the mark away spray. Leave it so that the propellant dries and disperses. The propellant is the stuff in the can which squirts out the stuff that's going to mark the fabric. So just give that a bit of a waft. And then when you remove it...
I see.
On your darker fabrics, you see you've got that lovely mark there, so you can follow that with your machine if you want, or with your hand stitching. It's entirely up to you. Hand stitching for this, I would do machine stitching for straight lines. You've got lovely straight line designs in there as well. When you're done with this, then it will just rinse away. So you literally under a tap, cold water, little rinse, gone. Just as magic as when I did the iron on the heat erasable pen. It's as magic with this mark away spray. But when you're using it, even if you rub it, it'll fade, but it won't go. You can still see where it needs to be. And then when you run it under the tap, it's all gone. Fantastic for precision, Joe, and just getting beautiful designs on there.
Do you know what I think we need to invent? Well, I say what? We need to invent. When I say that, you know, I mean,
the
it's what
wig.
you need to invent, Leanne.
I've
need to
taken
invent like some sort of heat embossing for fabric. Imagine like there was something you could stick on that went sticky, and then you could put lovely powders over it and then heat it on.
It would be
Does
amazing.
it exist?
Well, it doesn't. But you know, our glitter pastes are similar, but they don't give you dimension, do they? You want something with dimension.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be nice. I'm not aware of anything, but
just a little job, you know, something for your spare time there. I want to run you through the 3 stencils that you are getting included for free in this bundle, which is fantastic. So there's 3 in here. You're going to get the Celtic, which is this one just here. You're also going to get the feathers, which is that one. And then you've also got the geometric in there. You're getting those pretty much for free because the feet themselves... And the feet alone should be $39.99 or $49.95. You're not even paying for the feet. You're getting the 3 feet in there as well, which are going to make sewing a whole host of projects really, really easy for you. Now, that quilting pattern reference guide is available for you. Really busy here, $23.99 or $27.99 if you want to get your hands on that one. It really is very busy. Right, a few other things that are on the show that you guys are absolutely loving. The mystery bundle is absolutely flying out. What you're going to get is you're going to get 6 half meters of fabric. Now, the great thing is about all of the fabrics that we bring to you here at Crafters Companion is you're going to get beautiful quilting quality cotton fabrics. Now, a half meter is a really brilliant size for a whole host of different things. Now, if you want to do bags or you want to do cushions, you can type into on the web, type in free half meter or half yard fabrics, and you'll see the amount of half yard and half meter projects that come up. There are, you know, hundreds of thousands of free ones available to you there. Over a third is gone. Now, in this particular one, what you're going to get is a good variation. So you won't get necessarily the ones that I'm showing you, but you are going to get some variation, which is great. So we've got a lovely floral one in here. We've got a lovely pattern background one as well. A lovely plain in there as well with this lovely lavender. Something that's a little bit Scandi as well in this one with the gorgeous little creations there. Another pattern background in this one. And then I've got another beautiful floral. In this one, and I've got a whole host of different fabrics. So I've got some Riley Blakes in here. I've got some So Retro in here as well. So you're going to get, it's a lucky dip. A lot of you multi-ordering on that as well. If you wanted to get 6 meters, so 12.5 meters, you'd be looking at £40 or $70. You are saving more than you're spending there. Well over a third now of that one has sold out and gone. The So Retro dies that we've got on the show for you. You guys are absolutely loving these. Easy to see why. These would go fantastic with your mystery bundle as well. So you've got the Bonnie purse, which is this one here. So it makes that gorgeous little purse die for you. All you're going to need is a clasp to go with that. And then what you've also got is you've got the Build a Bloom in here as well. This makes the gorgeous, dainty little applique pieces for you. As you can see just there, £8.49. Or $10.45 if you want to grab that. Right, I also want to recap the builder block system for you. Always so busy whenever you see these, and it's fantastic. A lot of you maybe have already got the original system and you are going to go for this as an expansion. This makes a great standalone as well. I mean, you don't need to own any of the other builder block systems in order to utilize this. You've got lots in here as well. So you've got your melon dies in 3 sizes, 3 sizes of the arc dies, 3 sizes of the square dies, and you've also got 3 sizes of the corner dies along with all the instructions. What I would say as well, if you are new to the builder block system, you've got full video tutorials over on our website, and you can make 6, 8 and 12-inch blocks using this as well. Talking of dies, continuing on that theme, we've got the lovely Hawaiian applique dies for you. Hawaiian applique, of course, a very, very traditional technique that a lot of you love. There's the pineapple, which is really gorgeous. I love that. The next one you've got is the tea leaf, which is this one just here. And the great thing is you're making an applique 4 times the size of the die, and the die itself is really nice, big size too. You've got the breadfruit, which is this next one here. Sounds like my kind of fruit bread, to be honest. That makes this gorgeous applique design. And you've also got the hibiscus. Now the hibiscus is actually your favourite at the moment. $9.99 or $11.49 if you want to go for any of those. Loads of you chatting away to us in the comments. Elaine says it was 31.8 at 10 p.m. last night in her lounge room. All the windows and the patio doors open. Astrid saying hi from Oxfordshire, saying it's a very lovely 90 Fahrenheit down there. Wendy saying she loves the mystery fabric bundles. She says it's beautiful quality and very usable, having gone for them before. Terry's talking about the feet that we bought you as well, saying that a walking foot is an absolute must. It is a game changer for me after I got one. Janine says, Leanne, that she's in Cardiff, but her mum's family's from Durham. Your turn of phrase makes me laugh as it reminds me of my childhood holidays up north. I love watching you and Joe together. Well, thank you. It's lovely to have you tuning in and watching us. Can you give us a little hilarious colloquialism from Durham? Have you got any particularly favourite ones? From Durham? Yeah. I don't know that we've got. Or the northeast. Well, we call our children bairns. Bairns. So there's always a bairn. What was that, producer Laura? People that are from Durham. I've never heard that, and I've lived in Durham all of my life. And if anybody called me that, I might be quite offended. We Googled it because of Craig, apparently, and yeah, it came up. I'm not sure if it's offensive or not, so I'm not going to say it. I don't think we're going to call anybody that. No. Right. Applique dies. Applique dies. I'll try and think of some colloquialisms while we're talking. Basically, if you've ever watched the movie Billy Elliot, that's what it was like in Durham in the 80s. Was he really? Mm. Yeah. Oh, when all I thought Durham's always been quite fancy in my mind. No, I remember that when the pits were all closing. It was pretty tragic times. It was very accurate, the movie Billy Elliot at the time. Love that film, and the musical is fabulous. Oh, the musical's off the chart, amazing. Right, so what we've got here is I've got my lovely dies, and I'm going to use this one, which I really love, and this is Hawaiian. I love anything Hawaiian. I love it. What do you call them? A lei with all the flowers on a string. Mm. Yeah, I love that. We have a lot of viewers, from Hawaii. Nalia often tunes in from Hawaii and says hello, yeah. So what I've got is a piece of fabric, and this would be brilliant for your mystery fabric bundle, actually, being able to do loads of Hawaiian and all of those fabulous applique designs in those gorgeous fabrics. And what I've done on the back of my fabric is I have ironed a piece of heat and bond. So you can get that usually on our website, and basically it's an adhesive
which when you peel it off remains on the back of your fabric so you can stick it on. So I've ironed the heat and bond onto the back of my fabric and then folded it into 4. When you fold it into 4, please try and be precise so that your folded lines meet perfectly like that, you can see there. And then you've got your lovely fold here. The more precise you can be with that, the more precise your finished cut design will be. And so then you take your die and you line up. So just to show you on here on the die, all of the cutting edges are raised edges. You can see there is no raised edge here and there is no raised edge here. So those two will not cut. And that's what you line up in the corner of your folds. You've got a folded edge here and your folded edges here. So this is now the center of your fabric when you fold it out. You line this die up with those 2 folded edges.
Would it be an idea to fold the fabric and then square it off and then lay the die over? Is that something else you could do?
You could, but there's no need because it'll cut all the piece out for you.
Wonderful.
So it's just an extra step that you don't absolutely have to do, Joe. What I do like to do is take a piece of my repositionable tape and I like to tape that still from the die across the fabric onto the plate. And I like to do the same at this side because I do not want to risk any movement. I want that nice and still because I want my perfectly symmetrical design and I want my die to stay very still. So I just tape that still before I put it through. And then I layer up my sandwich, so all of my plates, and then run it through my Gemini machine. There we go.
Fantastic. Could we use these through the junior, do you think, Leanne?
Yes.
Yeah?
I'll try one on a junior plate, Joe. I'll grab a junior plate and I'll tell you.
Michelle's saying the stencils that you just showed are so good. She uses them with her scrapbooking as well, so super versatile. And Sharon's saying as well, love the stencils, but don't need the feet. Are they available on their own? The stencils are available on their own. Yeah, pop yourself over to the website, search stencils, and they should come up there for you. You'll be able to get them on their own if you want to. However, if you buy the feet, you get them for free. So maybe you've got a sewy friend you might be able to gift the feet to. It's actually better value. It's actually less expensive to buy them on their own. Is it? Let me work this out. 1830. Yeah, it's much less expensive to just to buy the whole thing than it is to buy the stencils. Very, very busy there. I want to remind you again about the fabric bundle because it is so incredibly busy. Remember what you are getting here with this. You are getting 6 half-meter pieces. Half-meter is such a versatile measurement of fabric as well, which is brilliant. You're getting a lovely variation of fabrics here with this one as well. Remember, it is going to be a lucky dip. So the thing about a lucky dip is it means it's great for you to order multiples of it, and really lovely to get a lucky dip as well, especially if you tend to order, you know, the same fabrics over and over and over again every time you do. Go for a lucky dip. Obviously, I've got a typical sort of lucky dip that's going to come from the warehouse, and I've got some florals, I've got some pattern backgrounds, I've got some lovely Scandi prints, some more florals, a gorgeous pattern background, and a lovely plain background on here as well. £20 gets you all 6 half meters, 3 meters. Me and Leanne were talking as well before the show, and we were saying you could pay about £15-16 a metre easily for fabric of this quality, so really great value there. The embroidery kit as well, very busy on the embroidery set for you. If you want to get this, great little bundle here. You've got the wash away webbing sheets. You've also got the celebration and floral CD-ROM. That's got all your designs in. And then you've also got that linen look cotton in there as well. Really great deal. Half price. We're saving more than you're spending. The flosses are all available for you as well. So 3 different options. You've got bolds, neutrals or rich tones. They're all $4.79 or $6.57. So definitely stock up those while we have them on the show. If you want to order absolutely anything, now's a great time to do so. Pop yourself over to the website, crafterscompanion.co.uk.com or .eu, where you can watch and shop at the same time. How are you getting on over there, Leanne?
I'm great. So we've run it through the Gemini machine and I've just taken it off my plates. I've removed my 2 pieces of tape. And then what you would do is pick up your die and then remove the pieces that you've cut. Now, just take your time when you're doing this because they are very, very intricate designs that you can see here. And remove it a little bit at a time. And if there's a couple of little threads that are hanging on, because you've got your heat and bond on, you can just snip those away as you go. So I'll just do that there. I can see there's one little thread there. There we go. And the same down here, one little thread. And actually what I could have done is run this through the machine twice and then it wouldn't have worried about these little threads that I'm snipping away. But I think it's good to see what I'm doing so that you'll know what to do when you are removing this yourself from the die. There we go. So there we are. Just a couple of tiny little threads hanging on. The waste goes away, and then you can open this out. Now when you open it out, because you have cut it on the fold, what you're going to be able to do, let me just get this here. There we are.
The hibiscus was your favourite, but I'm hearing that the tea leaf and the breadfruit are catching up. I would be interesting to see what a breadfruit looks like. Is it a real thing, do we think?
Yes, a breadfruit is a real thing.
It?
Yes, absolutely.
I wonder if it tastes like bread, because if it does, Leanne, I can tell you, I am not going to struggle to get my 5 a day anymore if it tastes like bread.
It doesn't.
Does
sadly.
it not?
No.
Oh.
I had it on one of my China trips and it tasted nothing like
What did it taste
bread.
like?
Nothing. It was a bit disappointing.
Oh,
yeah, I didn't really enjoy it.
I mean, I feel like I want to contact the Advertising Standards Agency. You can't tell me it's a breadfruit that doesn't taste like bread. How disappointing!
I know. I tell you what, I do love when I'm away, and you just don't get them in this country at all. If you do get them, somebody tell me where I can buy it. Dragon fruit. Oh,
you get them in Tesco, apparently.
No way! I've never seen a dragon fruit in Tesco. You can get them in Tesco. Guess where I'm going tonight. I love dragon fruit. So you see, I've opened that up, and now you can see there is the beautiful design. It's got my heating bond. See how easy that was? My heating bond is on the back. So what you do is you peel your paper away from your heating bond. And so now the back of your Hawaiian applique design has got all of that adhesive on, ready for you to stick it onto your project. Okay. So I've got one of those all ready to go here. And I'm going to stick it onto this lovely peachy colour because I think it'll look really nice. And just to answer your question, Joe, those dies will just about fit onto your junior plate. So actually, I think it's just a little bit here and a little bit here. So you might have to run it through twice or turn it round.
Okay.
But I think you would just say manage it.
All right, brilliant.
It's good to know, isn't it? Right, so what I'm going to do is use this fabulous guide again, because getting this now symmetrical onto the piece that I want to applique it onto, really important to me. And this is where your quilting guide comes into its own. Actually, I'm just going to move that rotating mat out of the way because it's getting on my nerves for now. I want it nice and flat. And this piece I'm working on is a bit bigger than the mat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark my corners here, here and here. And I'm doing that on the outside of the ruler. And I'm just doing that so I've got my nice 45-degree corners. I can see where that is. So I've done that there, here, here, and then at the top too.
It's really busy on that reference guide. I think a lot of you seeing the value in that. Bernie was saying as well that it's great for a whole host of different quilting projects. Of course, it's just a useful thing, isn't it? Be great if you had some rulers. This would probably be a good addition, I'm guessing, Leanne.
Absolutely. I mean, I didn't realise that I needed it, Joe, until I got it. And I think with these tools, sometimes that is the case. You don't actually know that it's missing from your stash and that it's going to make life so much easier until you get one and then you think, why on earth did I not get one of these 2 years ago? So I've just made myself some marks, which you can see there, which is going to allow me now to take my cutout design, here it is, with my heat and bond on, and get it in the correct place, but nice and lined up, because obviously they're quite delicate, as you can see here. But what it does let me do is start to point these in the right direction where my lines are, so I can start to see that I'm able to get this beautifully lined up in the centre of my cushion. And when you've got, or it might not be a cushion, it could be a quilting block, it could be a placemat, whatever it is, it could be the middle of a bag, whatever it is you decide you want to do with it. But what they do is allow me to get this positioned and laid out much more precisely and not like a donkey's back leg, which is what would have happened if I'd had to do this myself. It would have been all kinds of wonky.
Fair enough.
Really would have.
And Sandra over on Facebook saying this weather, her kids used to refer to it as milk aisle weather, Leanne. And she says basically they wanted to go shopping with her and then they would tell her to collect them from the milk aisle once she'd done the shopping. So they'd just hang out in the milk aisle, keeping nice and cool. It is lovely going in the supermarket, isn't it? Down the chilled aisle when the weather's like this.
Absolutely it is. It's gorgeous. I love it. Right, so now I've got that all lined up. You can see there, and I've got that lined up on the piece with the quilting pattern on there. So that's perfect, and you can see how now all of my points are pointing at the little guides that I drew on with my quilting guide. So I've got that nice and straight. Then, because I've got the heat and bond on, I come in with my iron, and what that's going to do is erase my marker at the same time as it is starting to bond this to the fabric below, which you can see. There we go.
So would this be enough to keep this on here now, or would you stitch this as well?
I will stitch this as well.
Okay.
Now, the heat and bond is good, and stick and spray is good too, but I always like to add some stitching. I think, you know, when you've got fabric on like this and you've got raw edges, then it's nice just to finish it off with a stitched edge. The reason I'm just doing this little patting with my iron at the moment is, if I go in straight with a motion of this, I'm going to pull up all of the little bits that I've just spent ages lining up when I had my little lines in place. So by patting it, it gets a little bit of adhesion, it gets it stuck, so that now I can go and do a full iron of the design without pulling any pieces up,
I see.
or moving it, disrupting it from where I'd wanted it to be, because I spent so long getting it lined up perfectly. So you can see I've got that there, and that's lined up lovely, isn't it, Joe?
Beautiful. It really does look lovely. I love that colour on the background. It's really
looks gorgeous,
wonderful
doesn't
combo.
it? Now this is hot, so I'm just going to waft it a minute.
Good wafting.
I want it to cool down, because I'm going to write on it again. Where if it's hot, when you write on it, your ink doesn't work.
Ah, of course.
Because it erases with heat, doesn't it? So if you're drawing on a hot item, you see how it disappears immediately. Starts to disappear in front of your eyes. There on that pink. Do you see how it just went? It is just like magic. It goes. So you need to let it cool down. Once it's cooled down, what I would do is bring my guide back and then get myself some lines in place for doing my quilting. And I just want to do some nice straight lines across the centre of these. And so I'm lining up the point of my design, all the way down into the centre, and then just drawing myself some lines which I will stitch along, and then that gets that in place. And then what I would do is change my feet. So if you've got that sewing foot set, I would change my foot to the free motion quilting one, so that I could go around and quilt around all of these edges. And I've got a couple of examples to show you with that. So you see now I've got my lines in place on there, just about, it's cooling down. I'll go and do some straight line stitching, and with your walking foot, that makes it very, very easy. So if I just show you what this walking foot does when you do your quilting, you'll be able to see with this foot here that it feeds front and back at the same time. So if I feed that through and I line that up, this is where I want to start my stitching, and then off I go. Can you see, slow down, how it's feeding? You see that top silver bit is bouncing, so that is now feeding the top layers through, as well as the feed dogs are feeding the bottom layers through. That's what your walking foot will do for you. I would then take my free motion foot and I would go all around the outsides of my designs. Now, just to show you here in true Blue Peter style, it might be hard for you to see these stitches, but you can see that's exactly what I've done with that design there. I've stitched through the centre, and that's just holding it in place. And then if I bring this quilt in for you, where we've got a lot of these designs, what you can see around the edge of here is little zigzag stitches, and that just finishes the edge of your applique on there. And this is in the same similar colour, and that's what you're going to use your free motion foot for. If you don't want to use your free motion foot, then and you just want to stick it, you can see this one here has been stuck and then just quilted grids, which again your ruler will do for you. Or remember how much I love hand stitching on my quilting. On this lovely little piece here, I've just hand stitched and straight stitched around the edge, and that looks great as well. So lots of different ways of using them, and just, I mean, beautiful. You would never be able to cut that by hand, never in a million years. I'd like to see the person who can cut a piece of fabric to that precision,
yeah, absolutely,
and shake their hand, honestly, because I couldn't. But being able to do these really fabulous Hawaiian pieces, it's just glorious, really it is.
Really, really lovely. Donna is asking, does the heat and bond help the fabric stop the fabric from unravelling?
Yes,
it does. It
does. It seals all the edges because it's glue right the way to the end. So when you cut it with your die, all of that is now stuck, and so yes, it won't unravel. It won't, or fray is the technical term. It won't fray. Yeah.
Wonderful. Janine saying as well, Leanne, see, donkey's back leg. You just wouldn't hear that in Wales. So I think that
So
is,
that might
maybe
be
that is
Durham,
maybe
is it?
that's a Durham turn of
So
phrase.
maybe it is, and I have a lot of those, a fly's eyelash, a donkey's back leg, and all sorts of different things that I use all the time. So maybe they're very northeast or very
A
Durham.
whole menagerie of terms.
Yeah.
Right, I want to recap these wonderful applique dies for you. Here you can see exactly what you're getting. So there's 4 to choose from. Here you've got the pineapple. You also have the tea leaf. You've got the breadfruit. And you've got the hibiscus there as well. And there you can see all of the different designs that they're going to do. Remember, they're a really lovely big design. And then what they're doing is they're cutting something for you, which is 4 times that size. So if you wanted to do a load of cushion covers, add applique there. Very quick. It's a very quick way of creating something very, very large. Is it still the hibiscus that's everyone's favourite? Yeah, hibiscus in the lead at the moment, which is fantastic. Rennie over on Facebook says, good morning, Leanne and Joe. So happy to see the buddies on. I've been working on them for charities. Also happy to see Jarl as well. Always excited to learn something new. Sometimes on topic, sometimes off topic, but surprisingly useful and fun. I'm glad you agree. Rennie, if you want to send us some pictures of the buddies that you've been building, we would love to see them. studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk is where you need to send that into. Now remember, across all of our shows, even all of our soft craft shows as well, on absolutely anything you see live on air here on Crafters TV or across our website, you absolutely 100% can use your Club Inspired discount on top of that as well. If you're new to us and you're not familiar with the club, here's Sarah to take you through all the details.
Welcome to Club Inspire, our free loyalty club. As a member of the club, you can save up to 20% every time you shop with us. For every £1 you spend, whether it's in one of our stores or on our website, you'll collect 1 loyalty point. The more points you have, the more benefits you'll receive. As a welcome present, we'll give you 20% discount with your very first order. Once you place your first order, you'll be given 250 points straight away, making you a bronze member. This will mean that you'll receive a 5% discount on all of your purchases until the end of the next calendar year, plus priority postage. 500 points takes you up to silver membership, where you'll get 10% discount plus free shipping when you spend over £20. When you get to 750 points, you'll become a gold member, which gets you a whopping 15% discount on every order, and we'll ship them to you completely free, no matter how big or small they are. Spend over £25 and we'll send them to you via our premium next day delivery courier service. When you reach 1500 points, you'll become a platinum member, giving you the same shipping benefits as a gold member, but with the added bonus of a massive 20% discount on all of your purchases. Now on top of that, you'll receive exclusive discounts, sneak peeks of brand new products, special offers and money saving vouchers. You'll have access to an exclusive secret Facebook group to meet like-minded friends, to find out information first and to be inspired by all the crafty makes. We'll send you a completely free quarterly Digimag direct into your inbox, giving you lots of hints, tips, inspiration, additional offers and some sneaky behind the scenes gossip from the team. So what are you waiting for? Become a member of our club today.
All the details there of Club Inspire, which is a great place to be. They're very, very busy on these fabrics. In fact, Leanne, really great, aren't they? Good size, a ½ metre. Considering you're getting 6, that could be 6 individual projects if you wanted it to be.
So I'm just collecting things in the studio. I've just been randomly running around grabbing stuff because I want to show you all of the variety of things that you can do with ½ meters of fabric, because there really is so many different things. And these patterns, I mean, I know it's a mystery bundle, and so what you get might be different designs, but the quality of them is exceptional, and a ½ meter will do a lot for you. So for example, look, this is a ½ meter here. This is going to do at least 1 cushion like this. That's front and back if you wanted the front and back to match, and then have enough left to do another pattern, like maybe get a handbag out of it. And I think until you see all of the different projects and you understand exactly the value, so what you're going to be able to make with a ½ meter of fabric, sometimes you don't get the value of it. So there we go, I folded that in half. Look, there's a cushion there on that bit. Here's another bit on the top here left over, can be a handbag. Really, really usable, Joe. And they're good sizes. You've got the full width that you would expect to get. And then with all of your little offcuts, what you can be doing is making your little clothes like we've seen on our little Builder Buddy characters there. Of course, you can do that. But 1/2 metre of this fabric would make 2 of these storage cubes lined. And I think that's a really good thing to see as well, isn't it? So if you're making your own storage at home, to be able to make 2 full cubes and then maybe a couple of smaller matching cubes with just 2 of those 1/2 metres for the outside and the inside, I think it gives you an idea of the value that you're getting. And the same with lovely bags like this. I mean, this could be for travelling. Actually, I love to make these to keep all of my toiletries in and keep me organised at home. I also like to use them as project bags. And so if I've got lots of different projects, I'll put all of the pieces in, zip it up, put a little note to myself inside. And then I know when I pick that up, all of the bits for that project is ready to go. So I like to make project bags. And then if you were watching one of the shows I did with Joe recently, a couple of weeks ago, I made some fab, would say they're fab because I just use them all the time, storage bags for when you're travelling, so you know they're flat. And out of 1/2 metre, I get 4 of those underwear bags that I make for when I'm packing my cases out of 1/2 metre with
I could do an underwear bag.
Honestly, underwear bag.
Because I always think when you pack your case,
yes,
where do you put your underwear?
Exactly.
And then the problem is, you get to the airport, if you put it on the top and you're travelling with hand luggage only, you've got to open it up and your underwear's on the top.
Absolutely. And I have seen so many smalls or larges and very larges drop out of cases in airports on my travels. I decided that wasn't happening to me. And so basically all I do is I get a rectangle of fabric. I'm going to move all these cushions out the way. I'm going to throw them. We're going to do a game of catch now. Look, here we are. Catch. Have that back. Catch. And you can have that.
Funny, you could do this at home.
This will be lovely. Look, I love that with the matching fabrics. Catch. Oh, Scott, you're not having them. They're mine. Yeah, I'm keeping them. I just want to show you what I would do to make those underwear bags because honestly they're fabulous, Joe. So get your 1/2 metre, right, like that. That's all you're going to do. And this is all by eye. It's amazing. So then you just go, how big do I want my underwear bag to be? That looks good to me. And then I can get all of my smalls and I can get my little vest tops and get my brassieres, my pantaloons in there. Pantaloons. And so actually from this 1/2 metre, I'm going to get 2 big underwear bags because then all I do is I cut a line here, put a zip in the middle, and then literally sew it. And I've got a rectangle with a zip in the middle. All of your underwear goes in, zip it, put it in your case and it's flat. And Fantastic. You don't want it bulky. So you can zigzag your edges or you can overlock your edges if you want to. And look, with that 1/2 metre, I'm going to get 2 big packing bags. And actually what I would do is I'd do a big one and 2 smaller ones. And then I've got something to put my charges in if that's what I want to do. You know, just to keep yourself organised when you're packing, they're fantastic. And if you can get 2 from every 1/2 metre, you're going to be able to do 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 of those.
Amazing.
And if we're talking about making Christmas presents, honestly, they will be very well received because I have made ridiculous amounts of these because every time somebody sees them in my case, they want them, I give them away,
well,
and then
I
I have to make
now,
myself more.
So you're going to have to make me
I'll
one.
make you some.
Maybe I'll grab a mystery bundle.
Yeah.
If the great thing about them as well is that you can multi-order if you want to on that, but it is very, very busy. You're saving $21.96 in the UK. You're saving $17.86, sorry, if you're in the UK. In the US, very, very busy on those. Right, so retro. You've got that little Bonnie purse here, which is brilliant. A gorgeous $8.49 gets you both of these. The Bonnie purse on its own should be $11.99, so you're not even paying for that. And we're then giving you this beautiful little applique included as well. So it's the Build Bloom that you've got just in there. Right, I want to remind you of some other bits that are on the show and very busy. The Fredda's embroidery set. We'll be having a little look at this in a bit more detail. What you've got here is a wash away webbing in there. You've got the print and stitch, which is a CD-ROM, and you've got a yard of the cotton in there as well, which is lovely. Also, if you need the embroidery threads or floss, we've got those for you as well. A few different options for you. You can go for the bolds, the neutrals, or the rich tones. They're all $4.79 or $6.57 if you want to grab hold of those. Right, Leanne, I think, are you going to whiz us through these?
Well, I don't know about whiz. How much time have I got?
I think you've got about 15 minutes.
This is my pick of the show, Joe. Even more than the Builder Buddies. Absolutely. I actually, when you were having a chat with all of our fabulous viewers, sent a text message. Sorry, wrong. Shouldn't have my phone in the studio. Couldn't help myself. Had to get it out my bag. To say to my sister-in-law, get yourself watching Softer Side of Life, Julie Kitson, you, and get this bundle ordered for Sarah Hewitt, my niece, your daughter, because she's going to love this. Call to action, Julie, do it now. It is absolutely an amazing kit. I love it. And again, it's one of those things, I didn't even know we did it until I seen it this morning. How did that pass me by? It's absolutely fantastic. So you've got a CD, and you've got a CD full of the most exquisite embroidery designs for hand embroidery, and there is a lovely mix of simple and complex, so it can take you on a real hand embroidery journey. And if you look at Instagram at all for your inspiration, or Pinterest, you will have seen, or even Etsy actually, you will have seen hand embroidery projects and inspiration growing massively in popularity. And I've got printed out here from the CD a great number of these designs to show you. Can I do this on the overhead because it's floppy and so I might drop it? Is that okay? So if I do that there, everybody will be able to see those lovely designs. Thank you so much. So I've printed them out onto A3, but what I want you to see is that each one of these designs actually could be the tiniest design all the way up to a really lovely big design. And to give you the example here, look, there's the little elephant, just so I can get loads of designs on the page to show you. But here he's being done much bigger. And that's because these images are all supplied to you in the format where you can print these off yourself and then resize them to any size that you want, just in Word, in PowerPoint, in some of the more technical graphics packages if you want, just in Notepad if that's what you want. Insert the image, drag it to resize it, print it, and you're going to be able to do it. And I've got the perfect stuff in this kit for you to print onto as well. Look at these amazing Christmas designs. Absolutely gorgeous. A full alphabet, so you can personalize all of you can personalize quilts and curtains and cushions and toiletry bags and school bags. On sneakers, on little plimsolls, you're going to be able to do it. On jeans, on waistcoats, on denim jackets across the back. You're going to be able to do this in so many different places. We've got the uppercase and the lowercase for you. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at the florals. And this is what I mean about we've got a beautiful mix of simple and more advanced for you. Then you've got some really lovely statement pieces here. The best things in life are the people we love. Couldn't agree with that more. This is for you, Joe. If friends were flowers, I'd pick you.
Ah, I'd pick you too.
Together is our favourite place to be. Collect moments, not things. This is my life motto. It's all about the time and the things that we do with family and friends and loved ones. Shine bright, just beautiful, lovely things in there. Look at these. And I mean, this is every single one of these is on that CD for you. And then a beautiful swirly font as well.
And if you go out and you're buying pre-printed designs for you to do at home, I mean, you can pay, you know, £10 to £15 just for a handful of designs pre-printed, ready to go. With this, you've got them time and time and time again. So it really is great value because you're going to have it. What you're going to just you're going to order the cotton, and then you've got as much as you want, which is brilliant.
Absolutely. Now the thing that makes that magic is also in the kit, and this is our wash away webbing. This is completely genius. So you've got a 10 pack in here, A4 in size, and if you're in the USA, just change, you know, the sliders on the back of your printer, on your inkjet printer, just put this in, hit the slider so it holds it still, it will still print for you.
Wonderful.
Because it's a little bit narrower than your US letter size. If it was wider, you'd have a problem, but it isn't. It's a little bit narrower. So just push it in and resize your page size in your program to A4, and it's going to work beautifully for you. So you've got 10 sheets, and what you're going to do is put a sheet in your printer, pick your design, print it onto the webbing side. So on the back, see, we did it, we added in back to front to start. But you know what, it doesn't matter, because we just turned it over and printed it on the right side. But you've got your removable sticky piece here on the back, which this peels off your backing. Let me just get this edge and show you. Get my nails in. There we are.
What would you be embroidering onto? Obviously, you can embroider it onto here. The great thing is, though, once you've mastered it, you can do it on a whole host of different things, can't you?
Absolutely. I'm going to show you. It's truly fantastic. So you see the backing peels away, and can you just see the little dots of adhesive that we've got there on the background? So it's not fully adhesive, it's dotty adhesive, but that webbing is dissolvable in water. This is the magic of it. So you print onto the webbing and then you cut out your design. Now I've got my big scissors here, but you can also, with those little snips that come in the kit, these are fantastic and they're sharp, and I'm going to show you that on some fabric in a second. I'm just going to do it with my big ones because it's quicker. So just fussy cut and get as close as you feel comfortable, because you are going to wash it away. Now what I do, this is wasteful, this big sheet with this little bit here. I wouldn't be doing that. I'd be planning a whole project, laying out a sheet, and I'd have the whole thing full of what I'm going to do, and then cut them out as and when I want them, rather than doing one at a time. But this is for speed. So you see how I'm going round, fussy cutting around the design at speed. Here we go.
If you want the embroidery scissors, they're available on the show for you. $7.99 or $9.95 is your price. Again, the thing is, the wash away webbing sheet that you've got there, that is $14.99 on our website all the time. We sell lots of them at $14.99. So you're actually getting the CD-ROM today for free, worth $9.99. And then you're getting the linen look cotton as well, worth $6.99. Totally free of charge. So it's an amazing deal.
It is an amazing deal. And just before I show you how to stick the elephant on, I want to show you these scissors. I actually own these scissors at home. Of course I own them at home because that's where I live, but I own these scissors myself, and I use them for all of my crochet and my embroidery and snipping, because look, right to the very edge you've got the snips.
Fabulous. And
it cuts that edge lovely for you. So they cut right to the edge for snipping your threads and for cutting into detailed areas. You've got a really good rotation on them, and they're very sharp, and they just look pretty as well. So they're a really good pair of scissors. I just wanted to show you that. Now that I've printed my design and I've cut it out, what I can do is, I've got my piece of linen here. So let's say I'm going to put this elephant in the middle. This could be a denim jacket, it could be a denim skirt, it could be a cotton skirt, it could be a cushion, it could be a duvet, it could be a lampshade, it could be a school bag, a pencil case, a quilt, a cushion. Honestly, it'll go anywhere. Once I've peeled the backing off, that's my adhesive. I then put that flat onto the item that I want to hand embroider onto. So that now is ready for me to hand embroider over. And I've got a needle already threaded here with some of that fabulous floss that we've got on the show. And you will just follow the line and hand embroider.
Mariah's asking, can these sheets be run through a sewing machine if you wanted to try thread painting? I've no idea what thread painting is.
Run through a sewing machine. Yes. Oh, thread painting is fantastic. Yes, because it washes away. Yeah, absolutely. Brilliant. You can put this through your machine too. So thread painting is with this free motion foot, Joe, where you've got like a pattern, and then you
a bit like a satin stitch. What you do, like a free motion satin stitch.
Yes.
Wonderful.
But it washes away. So of course, yes.
So you could use it for a guide for any of that free motion. If you went a free motion quilt over it, I guess you could do that as well.
Can I tell you what I am going to be doing, Joe? This is a true story. I'm definitely going to be doing this. Once my grandchild is old enough, I want them to draw me a picture on this webbing, which I'm then going to put onto something and stitch over the top, and I'm going to keep it.
That's a great idea.
And I think for grandparents, that is a lovely thing you can do for anybody in the family, especially if you've got family hundreds and thousands of miles away, maybe in another country, then to be able to do that, then embroider it and send it as a keepsake, and it's the child's piece of original artwork. You can do that with this webbing too. It's unbelievable, really it is. Oh, I've just unthreaded my needle. Honestly, I've done that 3 times now. Need me glasses, where are they?
Very busy. Bianca also talking about come and wash away when we sewn. On the machine, absolutely you can. Remember, this is not the only show for you today. It's another fantastic show coming up a little later. I've just seen Debbie Fisher is lingering out the back there. She'll be with us later at 4 p.m. here in the UK, which is 11 a.m. if you're on the East Coast. And we're going to be looking at the Nativity collection a little bit later. Also, CI27, Crafters Inspiration 27 is available for you as well. So it's going to be a very busy launch party show for you. We've got a great Explorers deal coming up for you in that show too. So make sure you join us both for that then. How are you getting on? You're rethreaded,
right,
Leann.
So I've rethreaded, but I really need to show you the magic. So I've rethreaded, and you would sew through your webbing and through your fabric do your embroidery, right? Stitch, 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 fast forward. That's what you've got. La-da! So we've stitched through the design. You can see there is the, get that out of the way, there is the webbing. Can you see that there? There it is. So the webbing is there. We've stitched all the way through it. Bowl of water. Because I want you to see the magic, because you wouldn't trust me unless I show you how absolutely easy this is. So I'm putting it in the water, and it is saying in my ear, no way, yes way. Putting it in the water like that. Now, and it's already practically gone. Then I've just got my little cloth down here. Do it on a towel at home. And then all you're going to do is just give it a little scratch. And so it just rubs away. Look, it just literally emulsifies. Look, can you see it on my nails?
Oh, yeah.
So it like goes into, it feels a bit like a gelatin. Bit like a gelatin. That all comes away. Just give it a little scratch, scratch, scratch. And then it is absolutely gone. And then give it a final rinse. So I've got that all off. I would actually do that with an old store card. Scrape it. All the jelly, see how it goes to gelatin, comes off. Give it a final little rinse. So you don't need to wash it, just wet it. Final little rinse. Dry it. And then you've got a perfect, looks like you are the most accomplished embroiderer, because there are no visible lines there at all. And this could be hand drawn, but actually being able to print every single one of those designs out of that kit and do this.
Would be
honestly,
lovely
it's
on,
amazing.
would
It's
be
back to
lovely
front.
on-
That's the reverse. Yours will look like this, nice and tidy.
It would be lovely on like a muslin cloth or something like that for a newborn, or you know, a little a feeding blanket with a little bit of embroidery detail on it would be gorgeous, and also great for personalisation as well. Maybe you're just putting names in the back of you know, shirts and stuff. You've got all the alphabet on there as well. You could even embroider your Builder Buddy clothes if you wanted to as well. A good one for beginners to have a go at, as I'd say as well, wouldn't you? You've got a printer, you're going to be good to go, Leanne.
Absolutely, with a printer. And just try this if you're looking for something else to do, and you've been, you know, you're looking, your mojo's got up and left you, and you're wanting to just try something different. If you do nothing else today, this is my top tip for you. Get this kit, because look at the design. So now you've seen how easy it is with that printed webbing, remembering that every single one of these designs can be as big as that sheet of A4 or as small as you like. You're fully in control because they're all resizable images. And then you've got all of these fabulous words and sentiments. You've got these most amazing florals in here as well. You've got your full personalised uppercase and lowercase alphabet that you can do. You've got gorgeous Christmas designs. I mean, for doing that embroidery around the bottom of a tree skirt and on your napkins as well for the Christmas table, glorious. And then we've got this lovely range of more simple nursery type designs. Good place to start if you're brand new. You've got a lovely swirly font in there, which is really, really usable. And then, of course, you've got the lowercase as well. Absolutely, this is the kit for me in the show that you just need to treat yourself to, and then have some fun trying something new or different, because it's genius. It really is.
It really is fantastic. Make sure you grab hold of it. Very, very busy for lots of items. Don't forget as well about the mystery bundle of the fabrics. Still there on the website for you. £20 gets you 6 half meters of fabric, which is brilliant. Remember, it is a lucky dip. It's all gorgeous quilting quality cotton that you'll find on our website as well. Very, very busy has been on those. Right, should we have a little bit of a recap of everything you've seen in this show? You've got the Hawaiian applique dyes here. So a few different options for you. That one's a pineapple that you can see just there. Gives you that wonderful design. You've also got the tea leaf, which is this one here. It gives you that gorgeous design. Remember, the design is 4 times the size of the die, so it's really quite big. The breadfruit one is that one there. Really, really lovely. That one almost looks quite regal, doesn't it? I do like that one. And then your favourite actually was the hibiscus. And the hibiscus is this one just here. Makes that really gorgeous pattern on there for you. $9.99 or $11.49 if you want to get hold of them. They're down from $29.99 each. So really great price there on those. The Builder Block double wedding ring, we've got that for you on the show. $39.99 with a £30 saving if you're in the UK. You're saving $38.96 in the US, taking it down to $50.99. Everything that you need in there to make 6, 8 and 12 inch blocks Really great system. Whether you've got the original or you are just coming in for that one, it will work beautifully independently of the original system. Now the sewing feet along with the stencils, 3 great stencils in here for you. The sewing feet on their own should be $39.99 in the UK or $49.95 in the US. You're not paying for that, and then we're giving you 3 stencils. The stencils should be $18.99 or $22.95 each, and you're getting 3 of them for free. So a really great deal on that one. The quilting pattern reference guide, it's been out of stock for a long time. It is back in stock right now, ready to go. $23.99 or $27.99 if you want to get your hands on that. It's going to help you with a whole host of different quilting projects for you. Now, the Builder Buddy, Leanne's she's got all of her friends out for the end of the show. The Builder Buddy's so popular. Look, you could get an army of buddies.
Look at me and all my mates here. That's another northeastern Durham thing for you. Me and my mates. Look at these. Joe, I am making a menagerie for my grandchild. Won't this be gorgeous? Aren't they lovely? Can't you imagine a little person just walking around cuddling all of their little buddies? It's glorious, isn't it?
Really lovely. Rennie has sent us in a picture as well, as we asked, which is lovely of her. Look at that little army of buddies there.
Oh, Rennie, they're fantastic. I love them.
They really are beautiful. If you want to get the Builder Buddy dies, remember you can. 27 dies total in there. For $34.99, you'd be normally getting the Builder Buddy body, which gives you the sort of the core structure of the bears. And then what you'd get is one of the accessory sets to create one of the animals. But we're going to give you all of them. So you're going to get the cat, you're going to get the rabbit, you're going to get the dog, and you're going to get the bear as well. All of it included in there, which is great. You're saving way more than you are spending there. Leanne, when are you going to be back with us here on Crafts TV?
Tomorrow. I'm back tomorrow, twice, double Leanne tomorrow.
Double Leanne Wednesdays. That is going to be a fantastic day. We've got a great launch party in the morning, and then we have a wonderful Creative Craving show coming up for you. Remember, we're not done here for today, though. I'll be back in a few hours' time with the lovely Debbie Fisher. We'll be here with the launch party looking at Nativity and also Crafters Inspiration 27. Make sure you get your baskets checked out. Remember, the deals will stay online for the next 48 hours or so. And we'll see you back here in a few hours. Have a great day. See you back here at 4. Take care.